Hey guys, third and final video of the week. I'll be back on Monday. Let's take a look at the first 4-ball pattern, and I also included in there the 7-ball and the 9-ball. And that's because they're both getting in the game and making this pattern just a little bit difficult. On shooting the 1, we have to go down to the bottom round and bounce off, and we're going right by that 9-ball, so we have to be careful. And although I'm putting top left on it, I can't put too much left on it. We're going to bang into the 9, and we're going to get really bad on the 2 unless we get a lucky roll, and this game is not about luck. I'm trying to get on the 2-ball line because I've already looked at it, and if I just roll up just a hair on that 2-ball, of course you don't want to scratch, and you don't even want to go to the rail. But that should leave me in a good position to get from the 3 in that V pattern and back on that 4-ball to shoot it in the bottom right-hand corner down there. And you can see the 7-ball is kind of limiting our options for when we shoot the 2 and get position on the 3, so we certainly don't want to draw it back. I don't want to stop it because it'll be too tight of an angle to get back on that 4-ball. And we're kind of bending the cue ball down onto that bottom round, but you don't want to open up that angle too much. We're using top left on this. But with that too, you have to be careful. You certainly don't want to bang into that 9-ball. And we're just getting back out the center table. I'm going to go ahead and get down on this ball, and then we'll pause it right there, and we'll break away to the second pattern. We're just rolling up an inch or two on this 2-ball. You have to be careful. You don't want to get snookered behind that 4-ball, but we still need that right angle for the V pattern off the 3 and onto the 4. And as you can see, the 7-ball is still in the game, but the 9-ball is not, so we can take that out of the equation. I need to get to the right side of that 4-ball line, just a little bit underneath that 4-ball line, and this way I can stun the cue ball out to the right position on the 5-ball. So you don't want to get straight in on this 4 because you're not going to be able to get on the 5 unless you roll all the way down table and take the cut shot on the 5, and that's going to make it difficult to get on the 6. So yeah, I have my hands full in this 3-ball shot, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Center ball, and you're just rolling this cue ball up. You're not hitting it hard, so it'll follow just a little bit. Let's break away and look at the third pattern now. And here we are on the 3, and that V pattern as I've been talking about, and we're just standing out on that 4-ball. And there's a number of ways you can play this 5. I wouldn't recommend trying to get on the line. I mean, you can if you want, and then play a stop shot on the 5 or draw the 5 back and shoot the 6 in the side, which is how I play it. Looking back on this, it wasn't the wisest decision I've ever made, but that's what I did. I think a better idea is to get an angle, come up short of that 5-ball line, get an angle off the 5, and use the rail to bounce off and get straight in for the 6-ball in that pocket down there, the top left-hand pocket. And you should be good to go on the 7 from there. So I think that's the best way to play it. So I wasn't shooting my best game. This is back in 2017. Another one of these. So give me a break. Let's cut away to the next pattern and take a look. As you saw, I ran into the 4-ball because I shot the 3-ball too hard, and that's a hard shot to judge, especially at an off angle like that and trying to get back on angle. But here I am, and the funny thing about it is I got a roll and managed to get the perfect shape to get back on this 5 and where I wanted to get back on the 5. And I'm trying to play on the line, but again, I don't recommend playing the 5-ball line. And from there, I'm drawing back on the 6 to shoot the 6 in the side. And I'm just a couple inches away from shooting that 7-ball down there in the top right-hand corner. And I'll be good. I'll be in good shape on the 8 at that point. And let's go ahead and roll it. Just a little bit about him here. You're just stunning back onto the 5-ball line. It's time to cut away to the 5th pattern, and it shouldn't be too much of a big deal here. I'm just drawing straight back. We have to be careful not to bang into the 6-ball. But I'm shooting that 6-ball in the side, and I'm using that left-hand side rail to get the right angle on the 7 to roll back up table a little bit. But you still need an angle on that 8-ball, so the angle that you get on the 7-ball is important. You just don't want to go too far up table. You don't want to get straight in on this 8, or you're going to find yourself in big trouble on trying to get back to the 9. So here's about where you want to be on the 8-ball. And if you can accomplish that, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal to get back on the 9. Just drawing straight back here for a shot in the side pocket on the 6-ball. I got the angle that I needed on the 6 to use that rail to bounce off on the 7, so let's take a look at the pattern, and there you can see it in vivid color. In detail. That's exactly what I was hoping for, and now I can just roll to the right hand side rail on that 7 and get that angle I need on the 8 to get back to the 9. Center ball here, you're just hitting this softly and just forcing it to the rail, and you want it to bounce off the rail a couple inches, and you're in perfect line for the 7-ball. Well, I didn't exactly want to be on the dang rail, but it'll be okay. Let's take a look at the graphic. And as you know, when you're stuck on the rail, all you can do is put top on it. In this case, we're putting top right on it because we want to hit that right hand side rail and bounce a little bit further up table. We certainly don't want to put left hand English on it and kill this angle. So that extra couple inches to get absolutely perfect angle on the 8 will come in very handy on getting back to the 9. Top right, like I already mentioned, and after this shot, let's go ahead and cut it and go all the way back from the start and just let it play with some music, and we'll just sit back and dig on it. This is Unicorn Heads. They're a great band, and I really like this song. It reminds me of the beach. I don't know why, but it does. It's just got that free-flowing feel, you know, nothing is quite forced here. Yeah, it's a long song. It's a 6-minute song, and I was thinking about just letting the whole thing play through all 6 minutes from start to end, and just putting, you know, a whole bunch of clips from what's in my files here, or maybe just a whole bunch of breaks or something, and just let the breaks roll for a while. I have like, I don't know, maybe 200 clips of me doing nothing but breaking, and I'm saving that for a special break video. But I'm getting off the point. What am I going to name this video? There was no definite one topic that came up So I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you, because by the time you watch this, I'll already have a title. But the titles are usually the last thing I do when making these videos. Something always comes up. One subject usually always sticks out, and that usually lines up the title. But not, I don't remember one thing sticking out in this, so I don't know. And I'm rambling again, so let's just shut up, John. Replay. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Try not to stress too much about all this craziness going on. I know that's easier said than done. I don't know. People are losing their minds, man. Peace, everybody.